How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the ESO series. We are continuing off exactly right where we left off, right where we're gonna go finally talk to Melron. Funny how we found his note a few episodes, and here we are on, what is this, episode 5 now? I might be miscounting. Either way, let's finally talk to this Melaron person and tell him we found, I think, their alcohol or something. I can't even remember what it was that we found them, or that we found that belongs to them, but let's go ahead and return it to him. Hello, good sir.
Something you need, stranger?
I found a keg of rot meth beside the road. I believe this belongs to you.
Well, wouldn't you know it? The keg does in fact belong to me. That right there is the finest sample of sweet rot meth brew ever made. Well, truthfully, it's the only sample of sweet rot meth brew ever made.
Sweet rock meth glue?
My own invention, if you can believe it. You see, Khajiit aren't typically fond of rot meth. I think the rancid meat smell is what turns them off. That's why I added plenty of moon sugar to my brew. It's sure to be a hit now.
Seems odd that such a large keg went missing.
The keg must have dropped out of our wagon, which is a little odd, given that my husband should have been sitting right by it. Oh well, no harm done. And here's a reward for your troubles. Not sure what we would do if we lost this beauty.
Okay.
Dearest, come look at this. A stranger found my rot meth keg on the side of the road. Can you believe it?
Oh, look at that. Must have fallen right off the wagon. How lucky someone found it.
And it should be nice and fermented by now. You can finally test it.
Of course. Let me just drink this. Oh, so delicious brew.
I'm very concerned how I was somehow carrying this big-ass barrel.
Well, how does it taste?
Oh.
Looks like I'll need to tweak the recipe a bit.
Damn, knocked his ass out. Alright, well, that was a lot simpler than I thought it would be. Kind of silly. Could have literally done that at the end. It's no matter. We actually have one other quest just up above, so I guess with for the rot meth return, let's just go on ahead and see what is left to do in the stitches. Alright, okay, let's talk to this.
Careful where you flaunt your wealth, Walker. You are a tempting prize indeed.
R.
You cut a striking figure, Walker. There are many dangers to such an enviable personage in the stitches. All of Elsewhere, in fact, if you cast the shadow long enough. Hear this one, and he will tell you how to grease the right pounds to pass unmolested.
I make that tempting of a target for a robbery.
Just so, sleek one, just so. You walk tall, with the heavy footfalls that signify an abundance of pride and gold.
I mean, not
Unless
really,
you
but
wish
okay.
to keep low and beneath notice, like humbles the hum, there is a price to be paid, willingly or not.
I can handle myself.
Of course, Five Claw, of course. All the more reason to fear crossing the purring liar on the road. The thief god delights in stealing pride even more than riches. Better to make a friend of Rajin first by acquiring him an offering or three.
Alright, and what sort of offering would appease Rajin?
Start your pilgrimage here with the ledger from the Goiter's skull. An item from Riemann would make a nice addition to this temple. Ah, and fine silks from the merchants at the Valenwood Gate. Yes,
I've heard quite a bit about this Rajin, but what can you tell me about him?
If you have not heard of Rajin, it is because he has stolen his name from your ears. Listen then, and pray he does not rob you further. The purring liar is the cleverest of Khajiit, and we are a clever lot. His stories are more plentiful than sand.
He's that popular.
Rajin is swift, sleek, and silver-tongued. What is there not to admire? But this one will lend you a secret. Rajin is the most beloved of gods because he was not always so blessed.
What do you mean?
Rajin was once a Khajiit like this one, though much larger and worthy of note, but so skilled a thief was he, that not even divinity was out of his reach. Khajiit who hear tales of the one who purloined godhood aspire to follow in his footsteps.
I'm gonna guess that means I must steal these items you mentioned.
Do you think you are above such work? Oh, Walker, do not invite Rajin's ire by looking down upon his deeds. If you do, he will surely play you for a fool and add your folly to his 1,000 tales. Craftiness is a noble art. Follow his example.
It's still illegal, though.
If it were permitted, it wouldn't be theft. But just because it's illegal doesn't make it unworthy of veneration. Do you not cheer the gladiator because the law says not to strike another? Alas, no arena celebrates the clever thief.
He's kind of got a fair point there, I'll be honest. Why all these items, please, Rajin?
Are idols and vestments not fitting offerings for a temple to Rajin? But you wonder why these particular items, and not just anything, will do. It is because these things belong to those Rajin approves of robbing.
Why is that?
Rajin's sleek shadow! You steal away moments of my life with a skill to rival the thief himself! Have you met a merchant, a priest, or a fence whose wealth could not stand to be humble? Neither has the god of footpaths. Besides this one.
Okay. Well, I'm already on a bit of a grand chase for Rajin with him stealing the missing or they friggin' he stole those artifacts that we still have to find scattered throughout elsewhere, but alright, well, a bit awkward after just literally helping put a new power in charge of the Stitches, and now we're gonna start breaking the law by doing some thieving, so hopefully Tashi won't mind if I do just a little bit of... Oh, speak of the devil, hey, Serene.
Hey, I know you. At least I think I know you. My memory is a little hazy on anything past the last few days. You run that thing with Taznasi and me. You did that job with us.
You're not drunk again, are you?
No, I'm not. Taznasi made me swear to lay off the drink for a while. It's awful. Well, maybe not as awful as I thought it would be. This place is almost tolerable now that she's in charge. Gives me a few less reasons to reach for a bottle.
Does that mean you're cleaning up your act?
It means I've got a headache, but I don't know. I was in a bad way before you doused me with that bucket, and I really botched things at the key. Taznasi's cleaning up the mess caused on me. She doesn't need mine, too.
Sounds like a good start.
Well, we'll see. The more I remember, the harder it gets. There are a few things I'd rather not forget. Maybe that's enough.
Oh, it's always a joy to see you. Speaking of which, please don't tell, Tasnasheen that, one, I still can't pronounce her name, and two, I'm currently, breaking and entering. I promise it's for a good reason. What? Ah, see, this is the place I accidentally broke into the other day. Which means, yep, there's a guard right there. That is not what I meant. Oh! I did not mean to steal from the cupboard. I was trying to steal the... I mean, I wasn't trying to steal anything. There's no one in here. It's just the wind creaking through the doors. It sounds really, really weird. And just like the wind, it's exiting through the door. It's very weird wind here and elsewhere. Okay. Hey, it's Nazdar. How are you doing, Nazdar?
A friend is the only gift that brings joy when returned, or so the Bandari saying goes. Nazdar has never had much to give besides his friendship, but he can attest it is joy he feels seeing you here again.
How are things?
Nazdar has everything he needs: good health, good friends, and music in his heart. When he looks upon the stitches now, he is inspired. He sees dashing the Salzo's dream coming to life, and the notes flow as vigorously as his blood.
I thought you didn't like to play in the town.
He knows his playing is not welcomed by all, but Tasmasi has forbidden the others from throwing things at Nazdar, so long as he does not sing. As the amicable Jazir once said, compromise is cousin to happiness.
Well, that's very good. Good seeing you again. Wonder where Val and Tasnasheen herself is hiding about. Alright, so we stole one thing. I have to steal... Oh, I actually have to kind of go everywhere. So we actually need to head to the city of Rimmon and then head down here to steal an item. So, looks like we actually have to do a bit of traveling. We're gonna go ahead and make our way down here, since that's relatively the closest, so, I hope these terror birds will leave me alone, and yeah. Guess we got a bit of a journey ahead of us. Hang about. That is a Helkaman fragment.
Rajim did not often visit Helka, for there was little gold to be found in a kingdom of shepherds. Besides, they had little kindness for strangers, especially those in this one's line of work.
Well, how funny is that? Well, that's one of the artifacts that we needed. There's still, I believe, 12 more we have to find, though. Right, we're coming up on a way shrine. It's been a bit of a travel. Nothing too interesting really happened. Looks like we got another workshop area. I think I'll go ahead and actually just stop here a second to sort out my findings. Alright, and now that I'm all organized, looks like our next target is just down here. Vinewood Gate discovered. I believe this is literally what... Not I believe. Northern Elseword Pathfinder. Hey, let's go. One more achievement down. Over there is Southern Southern Elsewhere, right? Yeah, because this is Northern Elsewhere. Or I guess it's Grathwood, but... Either way. Right, nice, short and simple. Merchant was distracted. Actually, Mr. Merchant.
Can you believe that some of these crazy cat people hate wood elves? Honestly, who hates a wood elf? We're delightful. Speaking of delightful, have a look at these wares, eh?
Okay, sir, you convince me. Antique map of elsewhere. Ah, damn. I'm actually here to sell some of my antique items I found. Right, well, now we actually have to go all the way back to Rimmon, which we're most certainly just going to go ahead and use the way shrine up there. Because I plan to explore this whole half of elsewhere in the future episodes after we're done dealing with the stitches. So, yeah. We will be coming back here on a later date, but for now, we'll just go ahead and way shrine back to Rimmon and find what we need. Okay, and we have arrived in the city of Rimmon. We're not going to... There's a lot of shadow people all around. And a half-naked elf lady. We're not going to spend too much time here. I plan to do the entirety of Rimmon and all of its side quests once we finish wandering about. So let's just get in here and get out. Of course, what we're looking for is upstairs. It'd be really bad to get caught here in the city where there's a lot more guards. Is anyone in here? There's one person in here. I don't think we're supposed to go up there. I think it has to be another way up. Oh my god, there's another person. Oh. Okay, perfect. In and out, like nothing happened. Alright, let's get out of here before anyone reports us for suspicious activity. Okay, we have made it back to the stitches, and we shall tell Zahim about our findings.
You caught a striking figure, Walker. There are... you again. How goes your holy work?
I acquired the offerings you requested.
Then the king of thieves was watching over you. Ah, let's see, let's see. Ah, yes, this will do. Yes, 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 yes. Fine offerings for Rajin. Do not forget yourself when dividing spoils, or Rajin will think you a fool. Good things always take their cut.
Okay.
I bless you in the name of the sleek shadow. Fortune and fame are yours for the taking.
Funny just how he said the thief god was watching over us, because we literally did run into him midway through the journey. So, you're some sort of priest?
Is Rajin a god? Do gods not have those who spread word of their deeds? This one is but a humble servant to a more deserving master.
Can you perform blessings and other services?
Of course, sneak one. This one does not need a temple to bend his god's ear. He will gladly ask for Rajin's favor on your behalf for a humble offering. Or perhaps you wish to hear a sermon. This one can provide objects of faith as well.
I'm alright on that one, thank you. Maybe some other day. Level 10. Cyrodiil awaits. Besides what that says, we are not going to Cyrodiil yet. Not today. Not tomorrow. And not even a week or a month from now. Oh hey. It's Tashin.
Taznazi knows the Stitches isn't home to you as such, but she's glad to see you visit now and again. She wants you to see it for what it once was, not as you saw it the first time.
How's the leadership treating you?
Keeping the peace among this rogues gallery is no easy thing. Oh, some days Taznazi almost misses the quiet solitude of exile, but every day she sees the Stitches get a little closer to the Salzo's dream of a safe haven for those who would live free.
What did you do with Karsta?
The Salzo had many friends, not just in the Stitches, but all throughout elsewhere. Taznazi has sent word to each of them bearing condolences and the truth of Kazda's betrayal. He'll spend the rest of his days outcast and on the run.
Anyone else giving you trouble?
Once the tables turned on Kazda, his underlings scattered like rats. Those who were loyal to the Salzo are glad to see them go. Aside from Jubani's complaining and the Averno's wandering hands, Taznazi has nothing to fear.
Sounds like you've got things well in hand.
So far, Taznazi is up to the challenge, but if she finds herself in need of a helping hand, you can be certain she will reach out to you. For now, all Taznazi asks of you is that you make yourself at home.
Okay. Nice catching up with her. So I don't know where Vo is. I bet you he's around here somewhere. Alright, friends, well, that about wraps up everything in the Stitches, I think. As far as I'm aware, I don't think there's any other. Well, I think I recall one other quest that takes place around here, but I can't recall. I guess we'll find out in the future, but regardless, other than that, I think that will wrap it up here. We did more bidding for this infamous Rajin, and I've only barely met the guy. And we actually found one of the fragments of the tablets we needed, so that was actually pretty cool. Anyways, I'll catch you all in another episode of the Elder Scrolls Online series. And yeah, take care, y'all.